Hey there, friendos, Newbornkilik here, welcoming you back to Stupid Urban Stories, the segment where I get to let all of my sarcasm and angst out. Once a year, roughly, is when I do these. So hopefully we found an amazing story today that is just... I hope it's not good. I legitimately don't know if this is going to be any good. But today, we're going to look at Forest Eternal. That's, I suppose, a sufficiently edgy enough name. I believe we can proceed. Joelle had never liked it here. Beth and Amy have never enjoyed this place either. If I can talk, that'd be great. Have never enjoyed this place either. I don't really understand them. I think it's beautiful here. Who's Joelle? Who's Beth? Wait, Beth and Amy are the name of the ghosts. Okay, it's an origin story. Thank you, writer, for giving us this one piece of dialogue that we never needed. I suppose lore, not really dialogue, but I don't really understand them. I think it's beautiful here. It was great at one point, I'm sure, okay? We have a nice, cozy home here in the forest. It's lovely, secluded, quiet, and lost in time. Okay, now we know that this person lives apparently just the four of them. Are there adults here? I'm guessing they said they never enjoyed this place. So it seems to me like they've been here for quite a while. Anyway, lost in time. That's what I love the most. From the moment let me try that one again. My dyslexia's kicking my ass today. Lost in time, that's what I love the most. From the moment we moved in, it seemed like time had frozen. For the longest time, my sisters wouldn't believe it. But now, we are convinced. Okay, let me ask you a couple questions. I read this a little bit further down, and at some point, someone comes in. If time were frozen here, don't you think that things that come in here would also be frozen too? Or would they be frozen at the perimeter? I'm just saying we're missing important aspects of the story that I don't have answers to. You see, we didn't always live here. We came from a land very far away from... Again, dyslexia is a bitch, and I read from bitch. From birth, we had ability. Magic ability. We all were raised on different elemental specialties. That is probably could have put a comma or one of those other funny looking things in there. I'm just saying that's a whole sentence. It is a sentence, I suppose. Anyway, Joelle was very hot-headed, and aggressive. Perfect for fire. From a young age, her conjuring skills were incredible, and she was almost unbeatable in combat, almost. Let me guess. The water one could beat her. Wow, what is this, Avatar? Wait, what's, are they actually gonna go, like, fire, water? I suppose I should read on, I suppose. Yet Beth saw to it that she knew her place. Beth was a fan of water and ice magic, cool, smart, and relaxed. Oh, no Oxford comma there. Of course, that would have been like a million commas in a row. Oh well. She'd go into the dueling grounds and take on Joelle, especially after her usual arguments. She won every time, but Joelle was stubborn, and often asked for a rematch later that week, and the cycle repeated, as expected. Interesting. The person who can conjure the fire is being slapped around by a waterbender. I mean, person who can conjure water. Why don't you just put her out, huh? Yeah, splash her with water, be like, psh, get back in your place, fool. Get over there. Anyway, our people were strong in our land, a place far away from Hyrule, had always had a deep connection with the mystic. My other sister, Amy, was a woman of wind and earth magic. Whoa! You're halfway to becoming the Avatar already, my friend. Just master the other two elements, you're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about Avatar. Not the blue people one, okay? Not the bad one. I'm talking about the cartoon series. The good one. The Last Airbender or Legend of Korra, take your pick, it doesn't matter, but not the blue people, alright? Unless you're suffocating them, not the blue people. She was far stronger than Joelle or Beth, and in her cockiness, looked to me for a challenge. Of course, she lost every time. Not that she was weak in any way, really, but I, being the oldest, far stood over all of them. Far stood over all of them. I would have said, far outclassed all of them, or something that a human being might say, but I suppose you could say, being the oldest, far stood over all of them. Anyway. It gets the point across, I suppose. I was a practitioner in the dark art shadow magic. My late mother was not very happy, of course. Why? With this, I'm guessing, but it's not actually indicated. They just said her late mother was not very happy. Of course! But shadow magic is a deep practice, and I eventually gained her and everyone else's respect. You turned them into undead, okay? Did you kill your mother? What is going on here, right? I'm sensing some dark undertones with this story here. I very quickly overtook my sisters in our race to master our elements. Darkness is not an element. Does that mean light is an element? Why does one person get wind and earth, the two most different things? Anyway, and through many duels, wins as well as losses, I was quickly the head of the family after mother passed away. Another weird way to write that, but I get the point. Yet one day, a man of great evil came to our beautiful home. He brought hordes of monsters and demons. His black magic skills were far more advanced than mine, and even our strongest mages. Yes, those damn darkness benders, always bending darkness. His coming was the beginning of a war that raged for what felt like forever. Period. End of a thought. End of a sentence. We fought with all our might, yet we fell. In the end, me and my sisters ran, leaving behind a smoldering homeland. I still have nightmares of leaving, I will never forget that name. ... Ganondorf. I always like to imagine whenever something is italicized that you say it differently. Ganondorf? It's almost like it's blowing away. Italices are weird, honestly. All the innocents who died, all the noble magi who lost their lives, ... You really didn't have to use these. You know, I was proud of you for a little bit because you hadn't put the ellipses in there. Also, there's no period right there. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. Look, if you looked at my notes, you would know they look almost exactly the same. There's too many periods, and I put ellipses everywhere. But it was, and still is the darkest day of our lives. We were still young, and didn't know where we were going, but we had to find a new and safer home. I suppose it would be safer. We caught wind of a forest with deep magical roots and a land far away. Did the windbender take that for you? All right, did you hear it on the wind? Huh? Okay, maybe she's playing pranks, that's all I'm saying. Watch yourself, all right? She's trying to usurp the throne. Watch your back. Darkness bender. So we went, we passed many sights, but in the end, the only thing that mattered was us finding our home. Find it, we did! Okay. It feels weird to say. Find it, we did! I feel like I'm an old-timey prospector, find it, we did, my boy! I feel like I'm trying to sell you snake oil. Ah, yes, you'll find these products right here, we did! I'm rambling at this point. Deep inside a hidden meadow. It was beautiful, old, and seemed safe from all harm. Except, all the Skullcholas that are there. I swore to them I would never let any harm come to them. We were okay here. Nothing else could hurt us. Except for all the massive and ravenous spiders that line the area. I would assume at this point, if it is just, kind of been left to nature, there's probably a lot of it's probably just stacked with Skullcholas. You open the door and Skullcholas pile on top of you. Oh, I don't like that image. I made myself uncomfortable there. Okay, I don't want to think about that anymore. It didn't take long for us to realize something was ... off. Ooh, spooky. After a few years had passed, I realized I hadn't aged at all. Neither had my sisters. Our hair hadn't grown either, or our heights. Our hair wasn't growing, but also our heights, What was going on? My sisters looked and searched for some magical glyph in the mansion, something freezing time, but eventually I figured out the truth. We were dead. We had died during the war. Done, freaking done. I have many questions, but I'm not going to pose any of them. It is interesting, I will give them that. My sisters couldn't believe me for a long time. They cried and screamed, but we are eternal, and after a few months, they came to accept it. A sullen, acknowledgement of a shattered past. So here we are, home. Just here we are, just 4 homegirls just chilling at home. A temple deep in a sacred meadow. In the womb of these lost woods. Womb? Okay. You know what? I'm going to go and give you a couple points for that one. Because that is relatively advanced writing. I mean, the whole story is alright so far, but I appreciate that. But yes, in the womb of these lost woods. We will never leave because we belong here. This is our home now. That evil man may find us someday, but until then, we live in peace. My sisters and I are always waiting for a new dawn, when we can go home and be happy once more. You said you were home, okay? You said you will never leave this place because you belong here. This is your home now. Now you're looking for a new dawn to go home? I know you were going for something super edgy right there, like at the end, and the story's alright. I'm being pretty harsh on it, if I'm honest with you. It's fine. I mean, it's a good story. I like the fact that there's, backstory to these ghosts here. I think that's very interesting, but I really don't like this ending here. You say you're home, and it seems like they're happy with their new place, but then they just say, we're waiting to go home. So go. You got here just fine, didn't you? Use your ghost powers to... Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for enjoying this story with me. I was kind of harsh on it, but I like the fact that there's, headcanon for this now. It makes perfect sense. I don't know why the one got wind and earth. I think just one would have been fine, but overall, honestly, I would say the story's not bad at all. It's a story. There's a nice bit of headcanon here for me now. Nintendo doesn't care to give these 4 Poe sisters any sort of backstory. Or actually port their games to the Switch, am I right? Okay, if you want to see more readings like this, then please do let me know. They're very fun to make. Thank you so much to my patrons and my channel supporters, as well as my Twitch supporters over on twitch.tv/Newbornkilik. We're having a great time streaming some video games over there, as you may anticipate. Anyway, I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.